Hello and welcome yet again to another Bibi and Peter show where we put the fun back into English learning. I am Bibi.
And this is Peter, right at you. Welcome.
How are you doing today, Peter? I hear a lot of energy.
Oh, I'm all full of energy, Bibi. I'm here at the office looking over, having a beautiful sea view, and it's just great. I just had an amazing morning coming to work and coming into the office, and yeah, it's
Amazing. Oh
pretty
my
great.
God. I don't know. The picture you're painting is like, I don't know. I cannot make sense of it. I don't ever hear the word beautiful and nice when you go to the office. That's always the words you use when you're at home. Yeah. It's,
Well,
I don't know.
I love it. I love it, Bibi. I just love coming into the office. I just love commuting to the office actually because I
Commuting.
use
Really?
yes I use the underground, the metro or subway or whatever you want to call it. And you just see the people, and I sometimes I listen to a podcast, sometimes I do an audiobook, sometimes I'm just answering emails, and it's just great to
Okay.
have that process.
Okay, but how long does it take you to get done to go to the office? Like,
It's about a 40 minute commute.
and the time that it takes you before that to get ready for the office, like to dress up and head out of the
Ah,
door.
well, that whole it's the whole routine, baby. It's the whole ceremony that gets me excited. It's what keeps me
Like,
alive. It's
yeah,
having to wake up, having to get dressed, going.
no.
It's the whole process. It's the whole
I
process.
don't know if the listeners are going to agree with you because I know a lot of people that would opt for remote working instead of going into the office, especially after COVID. Like, I think you probably 0.00001% of the population that actually wants to go into the office.
But I like people, baby. And when I was working from home, you know, it was a huge burnout, baby. It was just a huge burnout. I feel it. Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to
It was.
explain that out?
Well, burnout refers to, you just you get overexhausted. I feel that working from home is more intense. It's definitely more demanding. And when I'm working at the office, I feel that, you know, it's more of a work-life balance. The work-life balance is better working from the office than having to just to mix everything. And, I know that I mean, you've opted out of a 9 to 5 since when, BB?
I have.
How long
I
ago?
have. It's been a long time, and it wasn't because of COVID. It was since I had my kids. I couldn't do it any longer. It just wasn't feasible. Like the log in and the log out, you talk about work-life balance, but I think for women, it's so important to have that flexibility. Like as moms especially, we have a lot of responsibilities and having the ability to, opt. That's why I completely opted out of a 9 to 5. So opt out means to choose not to do something.
And
Yeah,
a nine to five. And
yeah, 9 to
explain 9 to
5
5,
is
right?
9 to 5 is like the normal office average job time. So in some countries it's like 8 to 4, some it's 7 to 3, but the normal phrase is a 9 to 5. It's your average working hours in the office. But
It goes against the flexible work schedule, right, baby? That
exactly. And
is your work schedule flexible right now?
it is, but yet again, being a woman, I don't think we ever have a flexible work schedule. If we're not working with work, there's always something we're doing, But in terms of work, yes, I do have a flexible work schedule.
You see, baby, what I this is my opinion. It's like it's so much easier for me to switch off when I leave the office, because it's like, I leave the office, I get into commuting, and it's already transition. It's like commuting is the transitional phase between my work life and my personal life. So when I get home, I feel like I'm there. And
Like
when I'm present. When I do remote work, it feels like I'm not anywhere, actually. I feel like I'm there, I'm not there. It's too confusing for me, Bibi. I don't know how to switch off.
You know how to switch off? It's a very simple way. It's called log in and log out on your computer. That's how you switch off.
Well, I prefer to clock in and clock out.
But it's so old school, really. The entire remote working is like the best. You know that expression? What is it? The next best thing to slice cheese. Do you know what that means? The next
Slice
best thing
cheese or slice bread?
sliced cheese. It's sliced cheese. The next best thing to slice cheese when there's nothing else that's been so good and convenient. Yeah. So I think remote working is that. And you know what I need to pick on? You said something about you being friendly, and that's why you like going to the office. But I'm also a very friendly person. Doesn't mean I need to be in the office to be friendly. Have you heard of virtual coffee meetings? Or if I really wanted to, I would grab a coffee with a friend.
It doesn't replace a look into the eyes, as real life smile,
like a hug, a physical touch.
Smelling the other person as well.
Smelling? What is it with you and smelling people?
You have to smell the person. To smell the person, Bibi. I mean, it's part of rapport. Well, smelling is part of syncing with the person, Bibi. I mean, would you sync with someone that smells that has an unpleasant smell, Bibi? Would you sync?
No, but you have an uncanny, like, I don't know how to explain this, but you've said this before about smelling. Like, I think in another podcast, like it was remote working, we were talking about, like, you need to smell good. Like, who's going to smell you but yourself? So, Peter.
I'm really into pheromones, baby.
Oh dear.
I think pheromones is. I mean, we can talk about that in another podcast, but I mean, I have a lot to say about pheromones.
Please. But if you want to, like, just to wrap up this conversation, give a quick definition of what pheromones is and leave it at that. Like, keep it as clean as possible, please.
Well, pheromones is just a chemical release. It's the substance that, pheromones can be, can come through sweat, and any other bodily fluid that.
Oh dear God! Okay, so basically, what Peter's trying to say.
It triggers a social response. That's what I'm trying to say. It triggers a social response.
When Peter's talking about chemical reactions, he's talking about endorphins. And, that happy release of hormones you get when you exercise, that's what we're talking about. But it's the end of the show, Peter. I think you need to go and have a coffee break, right? With your...
Pheromones. Pheromones is the reason why the office is better, Bibi. That's it.
Wow, okay. Peter, that's a wrap from us.